Okay, so let's move on to 1.2, number 20. Let me go to slideshow here really quick. So in 1.2, number 20, they've asked us to graph a piecewise function. And again, a piecewise function is a function that changes for different pieces of the domain. So in this case, if the domain is between negative infinity and 0, this function, f of x equals 2x plus 2, is what defines the function. However, when we get to between 0 and 2, it's x plus 2, and when we get greater than 2, it's 3 minus x over 2. So again, same as what we've been doing in the past. Is what we'll do is we'll create a little a drawing of the x and y axis here. Let's go like that. Oh, kind of lost my axis there. There we go. Getting a little tricky getting used to this tablet here. So here's my x and here's my y. And let's take a look here as to what we might be doing here. So I want to get some numbers less than 0. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, some numbers greater than 0, 1 and 2, and then some numbers greater than 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need to go in the y direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't know if we'll go down here or not, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so what we'll do is we'll come over here now and we'll say, well, let's do some graphing. Here's x, here's y, and let's start off with some numbers less than 0. So let's go to negative 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, plus 2 is negative 2. So negative 2, I'm going to be right there. Okay. And then we're still less than 0. Let's go to negative, so again, this was negative 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, plus 2 is negative 2. All right. Then let's do negative 1. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2, plus 2 is 0. So at negative 1, oh, and I lost my dot here. Negative 2 was right here. And then at negative 1, I'm at 0, which is right there. And then at 0, I guess theoretically, I'm still in this function here. So at 0, I'm actually in this function here. Let's try it for this one first, though. 0 times 2, so at 0, 0 times 2 is 0, plus 2 is 2. That would put me here. And let's go to this function because it's actually equal to 0 here. 0 plus 2 is 2, so we're at 2 here. So we can see that that's right here. So the function going from less than 0, it's a linear function that looks like this. Okay. And then we get up to, let's say, 1. So 1, x is 1. I'm now in this range right here. Okay. And being in that range, 1 plus 2 is 3. So at 1, I'm at 3, which is right there. And then at 2, I'm equal to 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So at 2, I'm at 4. So at 2, I'm at 4. You'll notice something interesting about this function. It kind of, the slope changed a little bit. This was more vertical, and this was less vertical is what it was. Okay. And actually, I gotta fix that real quick because actually we messed this one up a little bit here. All right, there we go. Pointer, pen, because it only goes to 2, so it goes like that. Oops. Problems of working with the technology here. There we go. I get my pointer back here. There we go. There's my pen again. So I want to go from here to here. We'll see that that slope actually changed. Here it was much more vertical, and here it's flattened out a little bit. Now when I get to 3 is a value greater than 2. So when I get to 3, 3 now would be 3 minus 1 and a half, 3 minus a half, excuse me, or 3 minus 1 and a half, 3 minus 3 halves, which would be 3 minus 1 and a half, which would put me at 1 and a half. And it's also worth kind of interesting to note here, there's my 1 and a half, what if we were at 2? If we were at 2 for this, now we know this is greater than 2. If we were at 2, it would be 3 minus 2 over 2, 3 minus 1, which would be 2. Now, the problem there is it doesn't include 2. So I'm going to draw that as an open circle there. And then if so at 3 we were at 1.5. 3 minus 3 halves is 1.5. And at 4, 3 minus 4 over 2 is 3 minus 2, which is 1. And that puts us right here. And so we can see that we actually go in this direction now. So we've got 3 pieces here. We've got a piece here that goes this way. We've got a piece that goes off this way, but it actually stops here. It includes this dot. Should be careful here. Careful how we do this. That's not included there. Alright, there we go. Let's get those pointer options. There's my pen again. And at 2, I was at 4, which is right here. And at 1, I was at 3, which is right here. So again, it kind of goes off this direction, goes to a filled in dot, and then this dot goes this way. So there is an arrowhead on this end, and there is an arrowhead on this end. 2 is not included in this function, which was 3 minus x over 2. 2 was included in the function from here to here, between these two dots, which was x plus 2. And then this function going off this way was 2x plus 2. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit on this particular problem too.